All right, in this video, we'll take a little look at the idea of resizing and resolution and how they sort of interplay. Basically, resolution is, I don't want to say the quality of the image, basically the amount of information in the image. And if you're dealing with a small image, the amount of information is less. And by information, I really mean the number of pixels is less. And each pixel, as you're well aware, is a picture element and is one square of a certain color. And it's sort of, as you have hundreds, thousands, millions of pixels, which a typical picture is, it's so many megapixels, which represents millions of pixels. They, as because they're so small, sort of viewing the image, you can't really see those boxes. But as you sort of reduce the image in terms of its quality, so reduce its resolution, or sort of the other way around, make it bigger, each of those boxes takes up a bigger space, each of those pixels takes up a bigger space, and then the image becomes pixelated. So the other thing that you have to sort of look at is this idea of DPI or PPI. Dots per inch is more of a printing idea where it spits out the ink and so many dots are printed per inch. And then PPI sort of more with the video or monitor resolution where you're talking about PPI pixels per inch, but they're both sort of interchangeable. So, I mean, I've got two images here. Obviously, natively, they're different sizes. If we take a look at, so we'll copy this one. We'll just take a look here in Photoshop. We'll do the clipboard there. So you can already see, I mean, that's a pretty large image. Let's turn off the crop tool. Okay. And so if I zoom in, eventually, right, I will get to the pixel grid where I can see each pixel. But if I zoom out, especially from, say, here or whatever, it looks pretty good. If I come down into this, we can kind of see, right, how many pixels we've got. So 5,000 across the width and about 3,400 on the height there. If you multiply those two together, you get the megapixels. And so that's a big picture because 5 times 3, right, is roughly 15. So it's sort of a 15 megapixel picture because 1,000 gives you the million. And so, yeah, so it's about a 15 megapixel picture. If you were to take the other one there, which we had sitting here, and we'll sort of see a few other things here when we look at the sort of the image size that will help us out. But let's just put this guy in here, new. So right away you can see the clipboard much smaller. Actually, this does show you the PP. I guess that's just the default there. So let's actually go take a look here. Control V, paste it in. And so obviously as I start to zoom in right away, I mean, you can see it's pretty well blurry right from the get-go. And zooming in just makes things worse. I mean, you get the idea, but obviously it's not very good. If you go under image here, and image size, you kind of get, again, you get sort of the height and the width there and the resolution. So it's running at 100 pixels basically per inch. And so this size here, if I turn this into inches, it gives you an idea. So, we're running roughly 100 pixels per inch. And so it's 1.3 inches. And so if you think about that, so, we're going to have roughly 130, 140 pixels. And that's what we've got, right? 133 there. The math works out. Same thing with the height. It's basically an inch. And then we've got this here, right? 89 pixels, right? So, yeah, so it's not quite an inch. So, yeah, so that works out. If we go and look at the other one, let's go back to this. I guess we have to go, okay. Close that up, I guess. I don't know, it's sort of frozen here. There we go. Oops. I've got too many open here. Okay. This one here, right? So image and image size. So again, now we're still running 100 pixels per inch, but you've got 53 inches. So again, 53 times 100, right? There's where you get your, your 5,000 basically, right? Roughly there. So what do we want to do? Well, not too much here, but like it says, right, as you sort of, I'm not sure why there's doing 92. Usually most images on the web, you'll find they're 72 dots per inch. And then when we're printing out, ideally, 300 is what we want, but we can go a little bit less than that when we're printing. But obviously, as you sort of reduce the quality, your image is not going to be as good when we print it out. Now, so one thing interesting is you can come into this image size and set the pixels per inch, okay? And so if we do that, let's go back to Photoshop. And so if I hit this to 300, basically that's 3 times more, right? So we're going to find the size of this drops by about 3 times, so or drops to a third, right? So divide by 3. So this is going to be closer to 10, right? If we divide this by 3, what's that? It's going to be on the 16 to 18 sort of thing there. So let's just go, let's change this to 300, and you can see, just a second, so it's going to resample automatic. I think I have to tab, maybe go OK. And it will do its work here. So it's actually doing a little bit to reduce that. And you can see it's changed its size. So let's just take here, image size. Now it has not modified that. So let us, I'm not sure, it's actually sort of put more pixels in. I was expecting it to do that. Fit to original size. Oh, okay. So let's do this again. See if we can go back here. Okay, so that should be back to the original. What I don't want it to do is fit to the original size. I actually want it to reduce. So let's just see. No. Just trying to see here. Usually we can get it to go smaller. Hold 1 second here. So I think I might have to switch this to custom. It doesn't say, oh, there's custom there. Okay, so I switched that to custom. Let's see this, if it will change it now. What I'm trying to do is get it to actually reduce the size, and I don't think it's done that. Nope, it's kept the size here. So let's go back again. Okay. What I might have to do here is actually set this to about 18 inches. No, it hasn't changed that as well. Usually it's changed before, so I'm not sure what I'm doing quite wrong here. Tried auto resolution. Now there are some settings here, right? So it's showing it through DPI. I mean, I could go down to 5:7. And so, it's reduced its size there. But usually I can switch this one. That's the resampling. Ah, there we go. So if I turn off the resampling, there we go. Sorry about that. If I turn off the resample, then you can see that it's been sort of reduced there automatically. So if I have the resampling on, what it tries to do is maintain the image size by putting in pixels. And these, let me just pop this up again here. These things are different algorithms that try to maintain the number of pixels. Basically, it will actually increase the number of pixels based on that size. And so, yeah, we just sort of did that automatically there. Okay, sorry about that. That wasted a little bit of time. But yeah, we just have to make sure that the resample is off. Then we get this. And so now the pixel density has increased, right? We're at 300 pixels per inch, 300 PPI, and you can see it right there, DPI. But this, obviously the size, something had to give. And so the size had to give there. So yeah, so then you can sort of work through and sort of see, and you can set specific sizes, and you might reduce the resolution. So that's all there really is here. Just a little bit of information in terms of, how size and resolution affects your images.